Tonight on Connecticut's news station, the aftermath of yesterday's storm still lingering in areas across the state. How people are dealing with the flooding and loss of power tonight.
A Derby man set to take a plea deal for his involvement in the January 6th insurrection on the Capitol. We'll explain the charges he's facing.
One person has died following a fire in an illegal apartment, and now residents of the building are speaking out.
Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
And we begin tonight with the aftermath of yesterday's weather. It rained for a long time, and it rained a lot, and a lot of people are still dealing with it tonight.
And a lot of people are still drying out as well. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank for a look at conditions out there tonight. Rachel, so the rain moved out, but it feels like the cold really moved in.
Yeah, absolutely. Temperatures tonight are going to be cooler than it was last night. We're right now anywhere between 10 to 15 degrees lower than we were at this time yesterday. But at least the weather over the coming days will continue to be conducive for cleanup efforts. We're not anticipating any weather issues other than the ones that you may still have going on after the last storm. 32 degrees right now in Windham, but look at the feels like temperature. This is the wind chill. It feels like 19 in Waterbury, 25 in Meriden. And for those that may still be out of power, it is a cold night ahead. We're still seeing gusts up around 20 miles per hour in western Connecticut. So the winds are still kind of with us, though diminishing after our last storm. And there's still some river flooding out there too after the last storm as well. The Quinnebog River is about to drop below flood stage, which is some good news. It looks like the Housatonic River has crested and is starting to come down. A little bit more rising left over for the Farmington River at Simsbury, and we're not expecting the Connecticut River from Hartford down through East Haddam to crest until at some point tomorrow, and it may not even get below flood stage until later Friday or even over the weekend. But the highest river crest expected is going to be for the Connecticut River at East Haddam, with moderate flooding expected tomorrow. Low temperatures tonight falling back through the 20s, so it will be a chilly start to the day tomorrow, but a really pleasant finish. Temperatures will be very similar to what we experienced today, but it won't be as windy, so I think that goes a long way to making it feel a little bit more comfortable. And we'll also see more sunshine than we had out there today too. Highs in the low to mid 40s. It will turn cooler for the official arrival of winter on Thursday. Yep, we are almost there, but the chill doesn't stick around into Christmas. We'll explain coming up.
All right, Rachel, thank you. So people in cities and towns all across the state, as we said, are still seeing the after effects from yesterday's storm. A lot of commuters having to find alternate routes to and from work today as some roads are still closed.
Fox 61's DeAndrea Turner hit the road to check out some of the areas hit the hardest. She joins us now in Simsbury with more. DeAndrea.
Hi, Brent and Sarah. Well, today we took a drive around here in Simsbury and Avon. We were met with a lot of road closed signs due to water being up on the road, and so many people had to find different ways to get home.
I've never seen in 30 years the water's this high.
High waters and flooded fields left behind after Sunday's powerful rainstorms, leaving people like Shelley Perrin in all of Mother Nature's doings.
The playing fields in Avon here, they've turned into an ocean.
Nearby rivers and reservoirs quickly rose with all the rain flooding out streets and closing many roads across the state, including in Avon.
You know, it's kind of like being in Venice. You got to figure your way around. A lot of back and forth for everybody, I think.
Neighboring Avon to the north, the town of Simsbury had major roads still shut down, resulting in longer commutes for drivers.
So this morning we had to close some of our main arteries, Route 315, Nod Road, Riverside Road, because of the water coming over the road from the Farmington River.
Simsbury Fire Chief Jim Baldus says they are hopeful things will be back to normal come Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah, I would expect to have a little bit of inconvenience tomorrow morning. We're hoping that sometime tomorrow we see the roads open. The water is receding now as we speak.
And speaking of the water receding, one thing, a positive thing to note is that the chief said that they didn't have to do any water rescues today because many people followed directions and didn't go around the signs to try to find a shortcut home. So that's good news here in Simsbury tonight. Again, in Simsbury, DeAndrea Turner, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Thank you, DeAndrea. Happening right now, Eversource has been working for over 24 hours to restore power to customers still left in the dark after the storm. Over 10,000 customers do not have power at this hour. The eastern part of the state has experienced the most power outages. Eversource says they're happy with the progress so far. They say they've been able to restore power to the largest clusters of outages, and they're now working hard to address the remaining outages.
And we have been slowly shifting our crew. So we continue to work. We're very rigorous about working with the cities and the towns on their blocked roads. So those were scattered across the entire state. Same with the critical facilities. Those were scattered across the entire state as well as the schools. We were focusing on those, and now we've really shifted onto outage restoration. There we work largest outage down to the smallest.
Officials say the outages remaining are harder to access or are more difficult projects.
And here's another concern as people across Connecticut continue cleaning up from the storm. Homeowners need to be extra aware of scam contractors. Experts say if you do need to hire a contractor after you contact your insurance company, get a contract in writing and make sure that contractor is registered, licensed, and insured. Over the last year, the state has fielded 15,000 scam contractor complaints and recovered $700,000 in stolen consumer funds.
Be wary of anyone who wants a large deposit up front or is asking you to pay in some type of odd form like gift cards or cryptocurrency. I mean, we've seen it all.
Now, both the Better Business Bureau and the Department of Consumer Protection have online tools you can use to verify if a contractor is legitimate. And we have those links on our website, fox61.com. All right, we are learning more tonight about a fatal house fire in New Britain. One person is dead, another is in the hospital after a fire broke out in the attic of a home.
This happened on Belden Street yesterday afternoon. Fox 61's Emma Wolfhorst spoke with a tenant who lost everything.
There are still a lot of unanswered questions tonight, but the city says this building has a history of illegal units and apartments and says it's well known to the city of New Britain's housing department. But these tenants tell me they want the city to hold this landlord accountable.
I lost my couches, I lost my mom's ashes, I lost everything.
The second floor tenant of this home is now staying in a hotel after a Monday afternoon fire destroyed her apartment.
Memories. My son, he plays football. His jersey got burnt. His trophy, everything's gone.
She didn't want to go on camera, but Tuesday returned to her house to salvage what was left. While she was dropping her son off at school, the fire started in the attic of this two-family home in what the mayor's office confirms was an illegal apartment. In an email, Mayor Aaron Stewart said the building is well known to the city, adding, quote, "We've been out there before to cite them for an illegal apartment. They were just told as of a week ago that their case was getting referred to housing court." But the landlord claims he was trying to remove the tenant in the attic.
The guy broke into the apartment and I started the eviction.
Tello says he's owned the building for 40 years. He lives on the first floor and says the man who lived in the attic used to work for him.
He says looking for apartment can find, It's not easy because he got no regular job.
Tello is now staying with family in the building next door.
It shouldn't take more than a day just to board it up, but everything else is like major overhaul. Everything is lost here.
But these tenants want answers.
The person that died yesterday should get justice for this. I feel like the landlord I think he should go to jail.
The New Britain Fire Department is deferring to the city for any updates, but the mayor's office did confirm to me in an email that this is an active investigation. Mayor Aaron Stewart was not available for an interview today. The names of the woman killed and the man taken to the hospital have not yet been released. Reporting in New Britain, Emma Wolfhorst, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Former alderman in the city of Derby, Gino DiGiovanni, will be taking a plea deal for entering the U.S. Capitol during the January 6th breach. DiGiovanni was in court all throughout his recent campaign for mayor of the city. He admits he was at the Capitol that day, but denies any wrongdoing. We spoke to his attorney, who says he has signed a plea agreement. He'll plead guilty to the lowest charge, entering and staying on restricted grounds. DiGiovanni is seen on surveillance video getting past barriers outside the Capitol, passing police and heading inside. His attorney claims a Capitol officer held the door open for DiGiovanni. He'll appear before a federal judge on January 3rd.
And new at 10 tonight, a cyber attack has hit the town of Scotland. The incident taking place in October. The attackers were able to steal around $280,000 from the town. And luckily, some of those funds were recovered this past week. Both Connecticut State Police and the FBI are involved in the investigation, and they are now working to make sure those funds do belong to the town.